the
So what's your take on this Mark Zuckerberg stuff? Libertarian Mark.
Podcast bro Mark.
Yeah. Bro, look, I got highlights, dog.
One of us. He just starts eating he just starts doing jujitsu and eating meat and getting some testosterone, and now he's suddenly like based. By the way, we should have left based in 2024.
I agree. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's leave it there.
That guy has no personality, by the way. Listening to him try to talk for 3 hours on Rogan was so uncomfortable.
Have you tried Lex and him in a podcast?
Oh, that'd be so hilarious. It would be like paint drying versus interviewing cement drying.
You're like, is this a Turing test?
My next guest joins us from Meta. Oh my God, that guy. I mean, and he seems
What's
like a
funny
nice
is
guy.
Lex is so like in person. He's so like,
That's what
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's very funny and just like personable and it's very weird. It's like I expected him to be more robotic in person than he is, and he's not at all.
What do you think it is? He just like, this is my
Sounds like it's a gimmick. Like he thinks that that's what a professional sound. You know what I mean? Like, because he's wearing the suit. You know what I mean? He's kind of.
Well, there is something to that. Like, me yelling all the time probably doesn't help the show.
I'm always yelling on Dumpster Fire, just constantly. It's like just basically, Malice and I were joking that if you watch Dumpster Fire from beginning to like, if you watched it from beginning to now, it would just be a woman descending into madness, like online.
What I find so interesting about Zuck is like, I would believe Zuck if we had that moment. I don't know if you guys remember when, like, Elon Musk, like, all the censorship off, and it just became this beautiful, like, kind of like Armageddon of shit posting that was like the most. Like, everyone was like, hey, I'm back too, yay! You know, and it was like the greatest feeling ever.
It was a celebration, yeah.
It was like, we haven't seen that on Instagram.
Must be nice.
You never will.
Twitter account. But
I don't think we'll ever do it. Like, they have their finger on the pulse of everything. Like, and it's like different rules for different fools. And that's my biggest problem.
He's so much bigger than X, too. Like, the Meta is fucking massive. That place is, how many billions of people are on that? I don't think X even has 500 million, does it?
They said on Rogan in a week, like 3+ billion people interact with something that Meta owns. So think about that percentage-wise of the planet.
Because you're right.
It's almost half the planet or something?
No,
it's crazy.
In a month, I think it would be half the planet.
No, it's because they also own this app called WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
In Latin America, they don't fucking text.
Everywhere else in the world,
everything else, it's only that. Like
Europe is the same way.
Yeah. My family will send me this shit, and I'm like, I've been trying to get a hold of you, and I'm like, well, how, where, what? Yeah, oh, you don't use WhatsApp? No, that's for fucking Mexicans.
No, every
I use WhatsApp.
I do too.
You use it?
I have some WhatsApp.
I only use it to talk to people overseas. That's it.
Yeah.
My buddy Justin, he's been on the show years ago. He was on the show, and he just loves to get up and move, and then he realizes he hates it. So,
like move. Homes.
Yeah, just move.
Like countries?
Yeah. Well, he's like, he's got this hot Brazilian girlfriend that he met, and and I love him, but he just gets these wild ideas, and he's like, dude, we're gonna move to Brazil. I go, why? He goes, because I just can't take this country, and I just want to go. You're moving to a place that's worse. Yeah. I know you like their asses. They got hot asses down there, but like their government's completely corrupt and they're overthrown all the time. And he's already like, we're moving back. He's been there 3 weeks.
Are you serious? That's so funny.
That's all you need.
He's like, you can't open a bank account without regulations. You can't do anything.
Go down to Argentina, dude. That's where I'd like to try it out.
Now with that
sound like
guy,
a Nazi. You're
with
starting to
his
sound
Rod
like a Nazi.
Stewart haircut, he's crushing it.
They're crushing it. Yeah, they're crushing it.
Hey guys, real quick, I want to tell you about our good friends at Mint Mobile. Listen, 2025 is here, and Mint Mobile has a resolution for you. Skip the gym, skip the fad diets, skip the BS resolutions. You'll forget about them by next month. Instead, make a resolution to make more serious cash by making the switch to Mint Mobile, okay? And right now, you can get half off their 3-month unlimited plan. Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you something. You know, Mint Mobile service is second to none, okay? Second to none. It is the best of the best, especially compared to the other providers. It is the best. You can save so much money if you switch to Mint Mobile. It's time to leave your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, unexpected overages, and all their BS in 2024. Mint Mobile is dropping a huge savings for New Year's by offering any 3-month plan for only $15 a month, even with their unlimited plan. Come on! All the plans with high-speed data, unlimited talk, text, are delivered. That is delivered on a nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your current phone and your number. Bring it over, okay? You guys want to hear XG's number? I'll tell you right now. He can bring it over to Mint Mobile. That's how great it is. Ditch the overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile. It's so easy. Sign up online and get 3 months of premium wireless service for $15 a month. So here's what we need you to do. Switch to Mint, and new customers can get half off an unlimited plan until February 2nd. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/tinfoil. That is mintmobile.com/tinfoil, okay?
$45 upfront payment required. That's equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower, above 40 gigabytes, unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details.
Thank you, Mint Mobile, for sponsoring the show.
It's funny, though. I was asking the owner of Cafe Vita is Argentinian. I was asking him his thoughts on Cafe Vita, which burned down in the Palisades. And I was asking him about like his thoughts, and he was like, it's still 50. You know, a lot of the problems already existed. Malay inherited a shit show, but he was saying that it's still 50% poverty. Like it's still not great in Argentina.
The only thing I would say about that is I do think that would take time.
Yeah.
To flip, but I mean, and you just, again, this gets into what are real facts, what is just bullshit. Like, you know, I mean, like,
it's impossible to know.
What is he, like, we're getting told, you know, one hand, he's like, he got rid of their centralized bank, he got rid of their IRS. But on the other hand, he's like, yeah, he just took all the gold and sent it somewhere and nobody knows where it is. You're like, what? All the gold? Yeah, just send it somewhere. It doesn't tell anybody where he put it. Like, what are we doing here? So I don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy.
Who can know? Yeah, I think anybody at that level, you got to have some questions, right? That's like,
he loves chainsaws.
What's that mean?
Just every time you see him, he's like chainsawing something down there. He's like taking out a statue. He's cutting up taxes. He's cutting up a book on all the taxes. Like, he just loves it, dude. He's like the Gallagher of political. He's got props.
He's a character for sure.
I love it.
He is a character. Yeah, Elon's got his blowtorches. He's got his chainsaw. We're getting like a regular old.
But yeah, Zuckerberg, right? So do you think this? So it seems like he was inspired, or I think really they realized how much more people preferred community notes style moderation than what they do. It seems like they're going to move to that now. Do you think that will matter at all? What do you?
It's probably also way cheaper. Like, let's outsource this to the idiots who spend all day on our app instead of paying content moderators.
Totally.
That's such a good point. But again, he's like, we're getting rid of the fact checkers. Okay, that's great. But are you still shadow banning people, you motherfucker? That's a totally different thing. Like, what are the levels? What are the levers of censorship? Like, why can I watch some people say the most freaky shit on Instagram and they got 1 billion likes? Like that, like I was an idiot when I paid $3,000 to get my Instagram back, right? And like an idiot, I just pressed these motherfuckers. I go, okay, let's try censorship. So I would find the most offensive video I could find, put out by it was the video by the people who made it, meaning like it wasn't somebody else's video. Yeah. It was like if it was a crazy like Asian guy going, oh, me Asian, not singing a song about it, I would do a reaction video where I just point to it and see how many views I get. And it just exploded. And then they realized it was me. And they're like, no, no. They went like angry baby. No. And they just locked me down. And now I was getting 5 million views.
Why did you have to pay $3,000 to get your Instagram back?
Because they had made a deal. There was 2 people involved. There was a guy brokering the deal, and somebody at Instagram, Facebook was taking money to get back people's shit.
It's totally illegal. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, if for anyone thinking that's fucking crazy, it's hard to get your Instagram following that Sam has. And Sam obviously posted something, sells tickets like that. So anybody saying
I can't right now because they won't let me advertise. But the point is and like everyone could do it until that fucking fat Asian porn star went on and said she banged everybody at fucking Meta to get back her Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, on that show where everybody just talks
on
that Jumper.
Yeah, no Jumper. I don't know Jumper.
Jumper 22, whatever that retard's name
is. What are you guys talking about? I feel like I'm 100 years old right now.
It's this new style of show. Have you seen it where it's just a bunch of kind of young fuck boys and fuck girls around a table and they just all talk about fuck
No,
boy,
it's
fuck girls?
not.
And they're all like porn
podcast.
stars?
No.
It's Adam 22.
But it's the same
style.
It's the same style of shows. I'm saying this is genre of show now. I don't know what to call
Where
it.
they just interview porn stars and they're this, oh yeah, so cream pie, oh yeah.
Yeah, so this porn star goes on there and she talks about like how her Instagram got deleted for doing crazy shit, but she's like, well then I just had to figure out someone that worked at Facebook blew him and my Instagram came back, and then after she did that, the whole services
shut it down.
Yeah, the services Sam used were shut down.
By the way, if anybody could find someone for me to blow at X to get my Twitter account back.
Hey, what happened to that? I know you guys probably talked about it, but isn't it supposed to be super your fucking say whatever you want? And
It
then
is not apparently. Not for
What?
me anyway.
Go on.
What happened?
I just lost it. I got suspended from X for something. I think I think a bunch of bots were coming at me. It might be real people. I doubt it though. And I was just arguing about the fires, but in a good-hearted way. And then, I don't know. I'm told now after having talked to people that it seems like they bought likes on a tweet of mine and then started commenting on it and maybe reported it or something. I don't know.
What?
But yeah, I got attacked,
and you were
brigaded.
so close to being monetized too.
Yeah, I had a couple of tweets go viral over the past few months, and
Wait, that's fucking weird. This is like the whole Adrien Didman thing. Did you guys follow this at all?
no, I don't know who that is.
Adrien Didman is allegedly the Elon's alt that comments on his own post.
Yeah, sounds just like him. Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
So it sounds just like him. Sorry, there's a little bit of a delay. Go on. What were you saying?
But that dude's real.
Right. So this is the thing. I write a column at Spectator. One of the journalists at Spectator she actually started doing some journalism, got a tip, went and looked into this. All of this information is publicly available about Adrien Didman. She found who she thinks the real Adrien Didman is, did a piece about it, posted it. Elon commented on it and said, the time has come for I'm the real Adrien Didman. The world must know. Banned her for 30 days. She's still in Twitter jail as we speak.
Really?
And then made the posts. They did the same thing to that Spectator article that happened with the New York Post, where you couldn't share it within the app or even post it on the app.
Wow.
I am shocked this didn't get more attention, but everyone's so terrified of Elon that nobody wants to cross the king of the world. And then they ended up unbanning the post because they tried to say she doxed him, but all of this was publicly available information. She didn't dox him. Doxing is giving their address and phone number or whatever.
What was her conclusion? I'm sorry, I missed that. What was her conclusion about Didman?
That it was this guy in Fiji or somewhere.
So it was a different guy. Okay.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, that he's a real person.
That's so bizarre. Why
and then it's fucking weird, dude. And then so they unblocked the article so you can now share it, which kind of disproves their whole, this was doxing theory. And she's still in Twitter jail and can't post.
Well, I'm worried that it's that system may now, because we know that when he took over X, I mean, he just slashed and burned, the staff and the whole. I worry now that most of that's automated and there are very few people who are actually involved in the process, and for you to get a fair hearing, is going to be quite difficult.
So there's this woman that was, appointed by Biden, and we've talked about her on a show where she made it so you have to, if you're canceling a membership like at a gym, the gym must allow you just to press a button and it cancels. She made that law, and I'm like, I love her. Okay, yes. I hope to God she somehow gets into a position of power where she says you have to have somebody for them to talk to. Especially if I'm people give me shit because I have a blue check mark on Twitter. It's not because I want to be verified. It's because I'm a retard and my grammar sucks. So I need to be able to fix my tweets.
Also, we're professionals whose livelihoods depend on reach, and you get more reach when you pay that $8 a month. You just do.
Yeah. But also, if you are in a relationship with the company and that there should be some way, like my husband and I were talking about this recently because we were trying to cancel our cable because our freaking cable box never works. And yes, we still had cable, and you couldn't go into the store and make any changes to your account. You could go drop off the hardware, but you couldn't. I'm like, this is fucking bananas. You should be able to like make a change to your account in the fucking store that is the storefront for this company, but you can't. But the reverse of that is like you're saying, it is a good point. If you are giving them your like information and your driver's license, in some instances, shouldn't you be able to get on the phone with somebody if like there's something wrong with your billing or there's something wrong with their payout to you or you're kicked off? I don't know. That is a good point. You should be able, there should be some recourse. And it seems like a consumer protections thing.
X used to have DM support, and now if you DM at support on X, it just says, well, hey, it's not a thing anymore.
It just says, go fuck yourself.
It says if you want support, get premium, and then you get premium, right? I did that for the Broken Sim account to try to talk to somebody about this, and I messaged at premium now. It's a new account they created. It said wait 24 hours, you'll hear back from somebody, and then they just told me that you might hear from somebody about your suspension eventually.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
They don't know when it will happen.
Are you just gonna make a new one, Johnny, or are you gonna wait it out?
No, I think I'll get it back. It's just, I mean, because I know I didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When did I do anything wrong? And I got suspended.
Well, yeah, that was under the old regime, though. So.
Yeah, you did that.
So Johnny was the one who figured out how. So I bought tickets to a World Series game when the Dodgers. It was like the fourth inning or fifth inning. Dodgers are down 5. I'm like, we're coming back, Game 6. I'm gonna buy tickets to bring my dad because I always wanted to take my dad to a World Series. It's always been a dream of mine. So as soon as I buy the tickets, Dodgers come back, score like 6, win the game. So I had tickets for all of 3 innings. They're like, you'll get an email telling you how to get your money back or the equivalent of in credit. I'm like, I'll get my money back. I don't want $3,000 in ticket equivalents.
Insane.
Go fuck yourself, right? So I keep waiting. Never comes.
SeatGeek we're talking about, right?
We're talking about SeatGeek. Never comes. Never get the email. I'm talking to Johnny on the last Broken Sim. He's like, you should DM them on Twitter. I go, really? Sure shit. I DM them. Bang, within 5 minutes, you'll have your money in 2 weeks.
Dude, they respond on Twitter, bro. If you have a following, I got so much stuff done by DMing brands on Twitter just where we have problems. It's the one thing they care about. It's like the only other thing you can do is make a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. For some reason, I've gotten money back from Ticketmaster when they try to screw me on that. Those are the only 2 things. If you're at home and you have some kind of grudge going on with a company that they really owe you money, DM them on Twitter if you have a following, or the Better Business Bureau.
There was this comic, I don't remember what comic was, but he rented a car out. He got to the car. There ends up being a Coke sack in like somewhere in the car.
I'm sure. I'm sure that
Louis J. Gomez.
Yeah, he posted it on Twitter, and then he gets like they hit him up, and they give him like a week's worth of like car stuff. But I'm like, if you have a following, and you want to like really go about it, and you really got done dirty, because that's a big deal. Imagine you rent the car out, your kid ends up finding the sack.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he literally went about it and he got hooked up for it. So
Yeah, or just pretend to put Coke in your car and get free stuff that way too.
Or it's already yours. Look what I found.
Imagine still doing Coke today, 2025, when you know there's fentanyl out there. Unbelievable to me.
I got XG up on the camera right now.
What?
I do jokes about this on stage because it's what?
Are you gigging a lot? Do you do a lot of stand up?
I have been. Yeah, I got back. It's a year ago, year and a. Well, I don't know. I took a break as I started building more of an online audience. I got like real insecure in LA about like because of things I was saying on Twitter. People were friends and like people I'd known forever in comedy started unfollowing me and saying horrible things about me, and then I would see them out. It was just I got kind of spooked out of there, which I'm not proud of. And then but then it was 2019 and I was like, I'll focus on my online audience. Thank God. Started Dumpster Fire, and so 2020 hit and I was like, I would have been fucked if I had not been kind of forced into this. And then took a break, got pregnant, had a baby.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm not going to go back, but I always wanted to. And just, it's the way my brain works. And I can't ever stop thinking about it. And I just have been stockpiling material for years. And then I got out here and my friend was like, just come on my come on Ariel, Isaac Norman. She's like, come on my show. It's just a gay show. The stakes are super low. Just see how it feels. And like, she fucking was the crack dealer that gave me a hit of crack again, and now I'm fully back. So
you're a gay comic?
No, I'm not a gay comic. She just has a gay show, and it's actually great because I get to try my shit out at Mothership, but also try it out for very left-wing people. So somewhere in between there, I think is stuff that works, like that is, a little bit. That's where I feel like the goods are, somewhere in between the madness. And it's been great. Like, I don't know. I just love it. I love it. I got to open, like Colin Quinn had me open for him, which was great.
He's great. I love his
Landau had me open for him all over the place, which was amazing. Last year, Adrien Appalucci, like pretty much all my fucking heroes. So it's been going well. I love it. I get like so excited about, because I took such a break, I'm in a weird way, like in beginner's mind again, building like all new, I wasn't a mom before, now I am. So just having to write completely new material and starting over, it's been very humbling and it's been fucking awesome. So that's my spiel. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Austin's such an interesting. I don't know if you're just doing Austin, if you're going other places, but Austin, we were talking on last show, is the perfect blend of progressive and conservative. It's a purple place. Even the progressives laugh at off-colored shit. They don't take it too serious, and you probably, can credit Joe Rogan for a lot of that, maybe not all of it, but a big surge of like all the savages kind of coming there and creating this utopia that probably doesn't exist anywhere else.
It's also everybody's so damn tight here in LA. It's like a pressure cooker. You can hear this whistling. You know what I mean? It's just on you. And I everywhere else I go, it's not like that outside the city. So I think does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like that vibe.
Yeah, totally. You had to like go to Valencia to get a normal audience in LA. So a lot of stuff that I wanted to, I was like doing gigs in pie shops out there and just like those folks were more normal. And I do think when I was also one of the problems when I was trying to work out a lot of the new material I was writing as I was going through this weird, delibtardation or whatever, those audiences weren't the right audiences for me to do that because they were just like, fuck you, bitch. So I don't know, it all worked out the way it should, and now I get to there's so many shows here and new shows every day, and you truly can run around because it's all so close. You can run around and do 4 or 5 sets in a night like New York. It's nuts.
It is nuts, and that's another reason, because there's no stage time for me out here. You know, comedy in LA used to love Dangerous. They used to love it. You know, you can say whatever you want about the industry, but they would allow people like Doug Stanhope, Dave Chappelle, Dave Attell. I mean, you can go down the list of guys that it would be very hard for them to get on the Netflix right now. I mean, Dave Attell's on Netflix, but just like they would allow these kind of savages, and like what I watch in LA right now is like it's not even that the crowds don't like the Dangerous, the comics don't like it.
Yeah,
it's the weirdest thing to me when comics want their own censorship. They call for their own censorship. The other day, Sam Morril called me. I'm not going to say the comic we were talking about, but he was texting me, and we text back, and he said he was sitting next to this comic, and that me and this comic should make up, and I didn't even know who he was, and I looked him up, and he was the guy that was going off on Tony Hinchcliffe about the Puerto Rican joke and all that shit. And I just have a real problem with comics who go after other comics. It's like,
yeah,
you should defend comedy at all costs.
Yep.
Even if it's like when Nikki Glaser, who I love, and I thought she absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
On the Gold Globes thing, I'm so happy for her, because I do believe she is a wordsmith. She's she does things that the only other person I see do what she does is Bill Burr, in terms of like she's not afraid to go through the joke and not get a laugh. She's working it for herself, and that's like a real craftsmanship. But when she does a joke about how like the P. Diddy parties aren't going to be the same after, or the after parties aren't going to be the same, and you're like, well, they were raping kids there. I'm not putting that on her, but I'm like, the whole room laughs, right? The whole room laughs, and you're like, but if she just in the middle of her set just yelled the N-word, like that place would all start melting down and cry. They'd be like, ah, why? And you're just like, you just laughed at kid raping jokes.
Yeah.
And now you're upset about the N-word? I mean, by a chick who's probably banged a bunch of black guys? I mean, like, that's my problem with all this political correctness.
It's selective.
It's so selective. And the people we should be protecting most are the kids. And now I'm not a guy like, no pedophile joke. That's not me, dude. That's not me. I'm like, I'll defend comedy at all costs. But to be like, oh, he said the N-word. Oh my God.
This is what I've always said though about comedy is comedians would get bogged down in defending the material when, in the late 20 teens, when a lot of this stuff was really going on. And I'm like, don't defend your right to be hyperbolic. That is what you are defending. Die on that hill, that you can be ridiculous and say the most absurd things and also not mean them. And you don't have to get bogged in the weeds of trying to make sense of whatever ridiculous thing you're saying. But people would get in the weeds and start trying to defend their material. I'm like, no, you just get to be hyperbolic and ridiculous and insane. And it's not going to be perfect the first time you're working this out. I mean, I've seen Burr working jokes out and people being like, I'm out of here, walk people in the room because it wasn't quite there yet. It happens to everybody.
So I got a call the other day saying that at a club that you're going to perform at, someone got banned for saying the N-word. And I was like,
what
Sam,
club?
You want me to say it?
Well,
that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'll tell you. But this one's Batavia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they banned a comic for saying the N-word.
I know that story.
Yeah,
though.
and the comic said, and the homie that called me was like, the joke was really bad though, and he did ER.
Okay.
And I was still like,
I know that story, and then there's way more to it.
Okay, there's more. Okay,
there's way more to it.
Okay, but I guess one of the last things he did was say the joke ER, and then he got banned, and they were just let Sam know just in case so he can test it out, and I was like, Sam, it don't matter.
And I love everybody involved in it, both the comic and the club. I know there's way more to it.
Okay.
What was his name? Michael Richards?
No.
I get it. Okay.
No, it wasn't Michael Richards. But the point is,
even if it's not funny, you should still defend it. Because even that's what my homie was saying. Well, it wasn't funny. I was like, it still doesn't matter. He still shouldn't have been banned for it if he was on stage, and to him, if it was a joke.
but
I agree.
I'm not. I don't want to get involved in it because I do know everybody. But it's more than that.
Okay.
It wasn't just a joke on stage. It was more than that. So and like I love this. No, I don't want to get into it because it's just like it's personal shit.
Oh, really?
On both sides and things that I don't think either side would want to get out, and we just don't got. I'm not giving out people's like, dude. How many times have I fucked up? Imagine someone got on it. I just told all the times I got fucked up.
Well, do you think it's Do you think the comedy club's decision there is defensible based on what you know?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And it's because it's not based on jokes, solely jokes. That's my opinion, based on what I know. But I defend that guy's right to do all those jokes. I will always defend people's right to do off-color jokes, fail spectacularly. Okay? I don't believe in sacred cows of comedy. Now, yes, I have showed up at people's houses to beat the fuck out of people for things they said about my kids. Okay? I'm still going to show up once I find this other location. Okay?
And that will be when I will take over the show temporarily. I apologize in advance for how bad those shows will be, but
we can get it. We can get an iPhone in prison.
Well, no, we're gonna get. We'll get one of these. It'll be. This is a
Who's smuggling the iPhone in? Sam.
The LA County Corrections.
In my prison pocket?
Yeah.
You know, hey, how long till Sam needs to do a podcast while he's in jail, or he's like fiending? Hey, I just need to go live.
Yeah, you know that phone, that big ass phone they have in the cell blocks. You know, you'll just be huddled around that thing. Tripoli, get off the phone, asshole.
What do you guys think about all the different, since you're in LA, of the conspiracies that you've heard about the fires? Like, do you think it's a BlackRock land grab? Do you think it's so that they can clear the way for the rail? I saw a good one with the guy. I should send it to Sam. I was thinking of. He was like showing the rail lines in Melbourne and Sydney and the fires there and overlaid them, and then the fires in LA and overlaid like the plans for the rail. Have you guys seen those?
No, yeah.
Well, first of all, I was saying that about the high-speed rail system during the Paradise fires, because that lines up right there. And you know, it was really weird, and Xavier was there, and I think Xavier was there the last time I ever took a drink.
Yeah, I was there.
Because this chick with big chi-chis was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if you're going to fucking drink, then drink here. This big chi-chi woman. But it was very weird because we were talking about the Paradise Fires, and suddenly show after show after show, people from PG&E were showing up to my show.
What?
Yeah. It was very weird. And then a bunch of like, Zero Dark 30 looking motherfuckers. We're like, yeah, we're from PG&E. I'm like, oh God, I'm in.
Dude,
in like
I'm
a menacing
trouble.
way they were saying it, or
no, they were like, hey man, we're fans. I'm sure they might be listening, be like, dude, we're literally fans. But it was just weird because the big Chi-Chi chick, she was PG&E.
There's a couple people PG&E that were just there.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Oh,
So-
well, we've also had. Remember that guy that wouldn't leave Bravo alone? And we were like, that's for sure an undercover. And I was like, it's getting weird. It's a whole different night.
PG&E because at the Sacramento show we did, this is back when we were still with All Things Comedy. This woman showed up. She goes, I lived in Paradise, and what I saw was insane. She goes, I saw this thing in the sky. It looked like a silver cigar was just floating in the sky, and these lights. She goes, was going back and forth, and then it just went, boom, and then everything was on fire, she said. Fire was everywhere. What? And that kind of fits into one of the old bookers who used to book on the show, Allie. Allie came on the show based on interviews where she's like, dude, these fires were nowhere. There were no fires, and then there were just fires everywhere instantly. And you start getting into what that represents, and it follows the whole high-speed rail system of being able to, because it would cost billions, if not trillions of dollars to buy all of that land. Well, if you burn it to the ground. So I'm into the BlackRock shit. I'm into the high speed rail system. The one I'm somewhat not into yet is the
tunnels.
The tunnels. Now,
I saw one on Instagram the other night, and it was this woman. She had hippie glasses on and lived in Laurel Canyon and was talking about the history of Laurel Canyon and how there was a military hospital there, and it was bought by Jared Leto, I guess, this property. Under this property, there are tunnels that lead all over the city. Have you guys heard about this?
Well, we've talked about that compound of his. Yeah. I used to date a girl who was his assistant that worked up there at the Leto compound, and yeah, it's labyrinthian. I mean, it's supposed to be positively massive. You know, they're like wings of it that are just they don't even use apparently, or at least you're not allowed.
Where is this at?
That you can see it anytime you're in LA. It's that huge concrete compound that used to be like, I can't remember. It was like intelligence.
That was where
they used to produce stuff.
They used to produce very dark shit there, and Marilyn Monroe would go there all the time.
And they say that isn't that where they made the nuclear bombs that they say they're real, but they kind of look fake. The ones where like the camera doesn't shake.
Yeah, maybe like where they did that fake bomb testing.
Yeah.
And allegedly, they brought in all these, like the Doors and all these bands were created as a psyop to kind of. This is the whole kind of idea with all of these tech oligarchs being, turned based or whatever term you want to use, is that it's a similar thing. Like this is just they're essentially using all these people to launder. To shift the mainstream.
Yeah, I mean, it's about controlling a narrative and controlling culture. Right. And especially if you're very nervous about where it could go and what it could do, you implant people into these positions. Like they do it through YouTube, right? Like suddenly you'll just see somebody everywhere and you're like, why is this guy everywhere? I don't follow him. Why are they every day on my front page of YouTube all the time? And you're like, where'd this dude come from? And why do they have the best guest you've ever heard of in your life?
That was one of the criticisms. I think you just had him on, Ian, though. Somebody was like, that guy's an op. He came out of nowhere. There's no internet history of him. He's like completely controlled opposition.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. We kind of talked about that. See, here's the thing. So I did that. I go, where the hell did Ian Carroll come from? And of course, all the female listeners were just like, he blew up on TikTok, you fucking retard. He was huge there and he came over. And it sure as shit, he was had 750,000 followers over there, came over here and it just really hooked up. A lot of people are, go, wow, Ian Carroll blew up and it's like, It's what Johnny.
Everyone's a psyop. I used to get called a deep state plant to undermine the Conservative Party, constantly.
Used to get called a gay Jew shill.
Sorry about that, by the way. Apologies.
Yeah, I mean that was it. Like, Sam, you're a gay Jew shill. I'm like, there's worse things to be.
I tried to delete all those texts.
Sorry about that Indian bot farm I hired to tell you that.
But and then everyone's yelling because everybody who's keeping it real, they think he's not keeping it real because he won't talk about certain people or certain things. But he's going pretty hard on the war in Gaza. I mean, that to me is the dangerous shit.
You mean the war in Gaza that they've just completely resolved over the past day with that agreement?
Good luck with that. Yeah. I mean, this is my whole thing.
Obama tweeted about it. He said it's good to be ending this chapter or whatever. I'm like, are you serious, dude? Do you really?
It's interesting.
Bullshit artist.
So, but wait up. Even though you don't believe it, what's the logic on how they're destroying evidence through the tunnels?
The whole theory is that there's all these... because you remember we had that one guest come on about all the kids below the Getty Museum. And then they have that giant fucking fire. And you're like, damn, dude, maybe he's onto something, dude. You know, but the whole theory is that there's just underground tunnels that connect people. And, you know, it's like Hunter Biden has this weird tattoo on his back.
The Finger Lakes tattoo?
Yeah, you're like, who gets the Finger Lakes tattooed on their back? And then you kind of take a look at like where all the cave systems are in America, and you overlap that where all the missing people go, and it's like almost the same thing. It's like this weird kind of thing, and like how many people go missing in the Finger Lakes, and like what that guy's into. So I would 100% believe in. Yeah, that's his tattoo.
That is so weird, though.
What a weird tattoo.
Yeah.
What a weird tattoo to get.
He must have been on a sick one. Like, imagine.
Yeah.
Look at him. He looks like he hasn't slept.
One.
Look at those black eyes.
Must have been on a sick one.
Does he have like a bikini line there?
Yeah, right. You're right, Johnny. What is that?
That's bizarre, right? What is that line?
Dude, there's nothing in this picture that isn't bizarre. Him cracked out, black eyes.
He's got candy.
Finger Lake tattoo with a band tattoo, a band tan, butt crack out.
Yeah, he's butt naked.
It's like I said 1,000 times. You can say whatever you want about Hunter, but that guy always got the best coke because he always has a fucking snuffleupagus. Like that guy never, ever gets coke shrinkage, ever. It's so pure, it doesn't shrink. I
spent a lot of time examining his wang.
He always he just
it's always out.
Yeah, like what are you? Yeah, Johnny, nice joke.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, because you're not doing deep research like that.
Oh, deep research. That's what it is. Okay.
We're doing the deep research, dude.
He's out there like weighing out his crack, and he's hard. I'm like, how is that going on?
Yeah, you know, again, the stuff comes out about Trump and BB. And BB's all angry with Trump because he's making him take a ceasefire. And then they're like, but there's so many, like, he has all these things that BB can still do. So we'll see.
What'd you think about when the Biden thing the Biden laptop got brought up during the Rogan Mark episode?
I didn't listen to the episode. I know there's a moment in which Biden, that might have been it.
The laptop
where he basically
gets brought up,
tells Mark he lied to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically lied to everybody. And Mark's like, you know, you watch this AI start to have actual emotions.
Oh, it's such an awkward listen. That episode is awkward as hell.
Well, I mean, because there's a couple things going on. It's like, you know, like everyone's giving Rogan shit, but
About what?
About like having all
having
these
on?
tech guys on.
Oh, I know. They're like, this is the new state media. I'm like, you guys are just mad because you aren't the state media, and this person is just interviewing tech people.
Like, show me one podcast to be like, fuck you, Elon, you're not coming on.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck you, Trump. You're never coming on my podcast. Fuck you.
Could you have Zuckerberg on though?
Now, Zuckerberg is hard for me because I don't have the emotional constraint that Joe Rogan has.
Yeah, you'd go hard on him instantly.
Out the gate.
Off the gate. Sam's like, nope. Actually, don't talk. I'm going in hard on this guy.
That's why Rogan's where Rogan is. You could interview Zuckerberg, I feel, and just have a real interview.
I think I could.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I feel like I'm not good at like a gotcha and pushing back, and I like to hear people tell their own story as whatever it is, and I think I'm more interested in like what interests me about Zuckerberg is this like how he gets away with kind of acting like he's just this newborn who entered the world, you know, every time he opportunistically pivots into a direction that is beneficial for him. He's obviously getting ahead of the lawsuit that he's in with the FTC. So I think he's currying favor. He's throwing him a ball for the inauguration. Like he's clear. I think some of it is truly him probably taking testosterone and becoming more red pilled, but I think I don't know, acting like not taking any responsibility for it, not being like, yeah, I was wrong. I learned, I won't do it again. I don't know. I don't trust him.
Dude,
I don't trust him.
How funny would it be, like, the minute you shoot testosterone, like, the minute you shoot, you're like, there's no way one guy shot JFK, dude. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way, bro. Each time you take more testosterone, you start going deeper and deeper and deeper into conspiracies, bro.
You need to do that as a stand-up routine. And it's like this is a person who probably never used the word bro, but I bet he does now. You know, he was just like this Patagonia wearing nerd.
Oh yeah, remember when he got into barbecue like 2 years ago? He just like,
yeah.
This is my smoker, my sweet baby Ray's. I mean, it's just so it's like a robot learning about humanity. You know,
he's so autistic. He's so autistic.
He really is. He like fetishizes things that normal humans do. You know, they become like sort of weird obsessions for him. You can tell he's not.
Look at us. We're going to Target. And he's just like, we're just regular people at Target, you know?
Just getting my flag to surf with.
I'm drinking my Milwaukee's Best with my flag.
I fuck Asians too.
Some people think he's getting divorced. That's why.
Oh, really?
And this is like, he's getting super like fucking alpha, bro.
I got it.
So we got bang strange now, dude. I'm not shackled.
Who do you got your money on, Elon or Zuck, on a fight, MMA?
Oh, Elon would snap Zuckerberg.
Well, Elon's so big, but Zuckerberg is
he's trained.
Younger and younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trained.
And he's younger. Like,
I wonder how big they are. I always thought Zuckerberg.
But dude, is there any part of Elon where you go, that guy moves quick?
Zuckerberg's 5'7". Let's see. Elon is 6'2".
My money's on Zuck.
You got Elon's got 5 inches on him.
Yeah, but it's like also that he's built like a Cybertruck. He's literally built like a Cybertruck. He can't move. He does not look like he's like
hard to get your arms around though.
Right, but he doesn't look like he has a.
He's got a barrel chest. Yeah.
Every time I think of, I see a Cybertruck, I think of a sketch that I did with Landau, and where he's like, it looks like a kid drew it. Like, in my mind, I'm like, it really does look like a fucking kid drew it.
Now, Johnny, you love the Cybertruck. It gets your dick hard, right?
I love it. Yeah, I do.
Do you? Is it just like, what is it about it that you love?
It looks like the truck version of a DeLorean, and I love a DeLorean. To me, it looks like the Back to the Future car got stretched out into a truck.
I don't hate it.
It looks like a Mars rover.
Yeah.
I just like the bare metal look. I like that. Although you see a lot of people around LA are painting them now, which completely defeats the purpose to me. But they're everywhere in LA, by the way. It's some places, it's really rare to see one. They're everywhere.
My daughter gets so excited when she sees it, and she just shouts, Cybertruck!
I was there on the phone. I heard that. I was like, yeah, that's a Cybertruck. And I was
Cybertruck!
That's really funny. I haven't really fallen in love with them. They're everywhere around here in Austin, everywhere. I see there's not a day that goes by that I don't see a couple. And I still haven't fallen in love with them. But I mean, I also didn't vote for Trump until this last election.
What's
polarizing.
What's the thing they were using them for the fires? Something about Starlink.
They were using them as like Starlink bases. They were basically driving around LA, I think, and he was using them as bases so people could have. Starlink is fucking amazing.
It is, yeah.
I'm with Sam. I think they're gonna use all the Starlinks to do that fucking Project Bluebeam. I figure like that might be possible.
I'm not against that, dude.
Wait, what's that? I've never heard of this.
You never heard of Project Bluebeam?
No. I'm basic bitch in the suburbs. I'm trying to raise a toddler.
Bitch in the suburb. Bang, bang. It is the theory that they're going to fake an alien attack to get us all under one world government. And, there's been talk they're going to do a giant hologram that everyone's like, oh, my God, it's the... And
it will be... And then Elon will become king.
Yeah. Dude, listen... I wonder, what was that betting website we used to use?
Polymarket?
Polymarket or Kesha?
Kalshi sponsored the show.
Yeah.
Kalshi. I wonder if they could do something on who's going to be the Antichrist. Is it Trump? Is it Elon?
How long till they're homies? How long till they stay homies? Trump and is it staying on for the 4 years till Trump's out? Are they going to get in a little dispute, or are they?
I don't know. Pro wrestling, they always like to mix it up. I don't know, man. We'll
Because they're buddy right now. Right now they're like homies, but eventually, Trump, and it's like egos. Eventually, I'm sure one of them.
As long as Trump is in power, I don't think any. That's why everybody. That's why Zuckerberg's cozying up to him now, is because he's in power. Zuckerberg would not be doing this if
Hillary had won.
Kamala had won.
Or I mean Kamala.
Hillary,
sorry, same thing.
He wouldn't be doing this. No way.
Does anyone like Kamala at all? It's just like she went to that funeral. Did you guys see that funeral and all the lip readings? Lip readers, and they were she was, and by the way, everyone has a different version of what they said,
I know.
and they all look like they're right.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, isn't it?
Hey, how do we get those $700?
What do you mean?
We're supposed to get $700.
No, if you have something burned down, you piece of shit.
Of course.
I'm just asking, not
This
me.
guy's fucking like, hey, can I get it, dog?
I didn't mean me in
You can't even
general.
find the Pacific Palisades on the map, let alone.
I meant in general.
you're
How do you
affected.
get it? Like, how? Because 700 is still trash, but like, how do you even? You just gotta really. Your house really gotta be burned down for $700. I thought you meant if you got evacuated
They're only
out.
giving them 700. That's like the COVID money. Is that just the number you get? Why
Yeah.
is it the same amount as COVID?
Because Biden and all these guys are just pieces of shit.
7's a magic number.
They're just pieces of shit.
Isn't that what Gary the Numbers guy told us? 7 was actually like a satanic number or some shit like that. It's actually a bad luck number, not a good luck number.
What, 7-7?
Wasn't
Yeah,
Gary the
I
Numbers
mean,
guy?
Yes, Gary the numbers guy.
There's a bunch of people. Gary the Numbers guy has been on a real roll lately.
What's he up to?
I mean, he got in a fight with that Andrew. Who's the Andrew guy that just loves full contact? Andrew Wilson. He went out with Andrew Wilson. I don't know how it went. And then he did some. Yeah, I don't want to get into that, but it's like he just did some shady, some interesting stuff. But like, what were we talking about before? A fucking
payment,
asshole derailed us over here.
700.
Man, how do I get my money, dog?
Wow, it's actually 700. It is 27. It's $770. So
Which is 77. Which is.
Let's see. It's
Hey,
just-
man!
Okay, it says here it's just one form of federal aid to LA fire victims. Victims, it says, actually, not just random Mexicans.
What I meant evacuated. So 700 sounds okay if you just got evacuated. You lost your day from work. But for your house to get burned actually down $700, that's That's what I meant. I thought it was
Did you
just
get evacuated?
I got text messages. I did get text messages saying,
You mean
"Hey."
you got the fake text message? Is that what you're saying?
Everybody got text messages.
Yeah.
People who didn't even live in LA got text messages.
Wait, so actually you think because you got that text message you should get $770?
No, I was in Glendale and I got 3 text messages saying, "Hey, if you live on this street, you should like literally consider and then moving out."
Moving out.
Or I mean, evacuating out. You know what I mean? I left.
You did leave.
No.
Because there were all those accidental ones that went out.
Which is unreal to me. I mean,
Me too.
Incompetence at the highest
Remember when Hawaii said that there was like a nuclear bomb
A
coming?
bomb's coming, prepare to die. Oops, sorry. I was supposed to do Control Alt Delete. I did Control Alt Command.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's like, remember that recording of Reagan that went around of him talking about how the bombs are it was like a joke recording that he did when he was getting ready to go on live before. It would be like the equivalent of that going out to the world, like that the nukes have been dropped. I mean, that's exactly what happened.
I mean, they're beating them up. That doesn't seem as bad
Rightly so.
as I know, but like people like, oh my God, man, you sent out this alert to everybody. It's bad, but I think there's like dumping all the water. Like
it's not.
the reserves are bad.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not.
again, we said last week, I love Bill Burr. I mean, just fully retarded on that Jimmy Kimmel fucking
So
rant.
stupid.
I love
On what?
Yeah,
he
Jimmy,
said
he
the
was trying to
dumbest
say that there wasn't
Massive incompetence at the very least. Bill Burr went on Kimmel suggesting, he said that the fire department has done a great job and the government in California, he suggests, did a great job with this whole thing, is what he's saying. And that
What happened to him?
No.
But okay, so they say this is
No, I love him. He's great.
No, we all
we
love
all
him,
love
but
him,
it's just like, man, when that guy's wrong, he is fucking wrong. And he is like, he'll run head first into retards.
He's from Boston. That's what we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of nuance to him. You know what I mean? Like he's a blunt force, object. That's
Like
his
there's
comedy.
times he gets shit right, and you're like, dude, great rant. And then you're like, dude, like he's doing the same thing. Oh, you're an expert on the internet,
Yeah.
bro. You were all wrong about the masks. Fauci basically came out and said it's all bullshit. Like, why aren't you apologizing to everybody that you fucking airbeat, like getting in people's faces in LA, yelling at people about that shit? Like, it's just, bro, stop thinking because you got a doctor in front of you that you know everything and everything coming out of your mouth is 100% pure. There's people out there that do deep research and lose a lot of shit in their life because the things they're saying are unpleasant truths. Okay?
Deep research.
Yeah, I mean, there are, dude, we get people on here all the time that come on and, like, they're not doctors, but they go deep into shit, and you're like, wow, you're fucking right. You're fucking right. There's guys who aren't allowed anywhere near the main, like, if you watch what happened to Dr. Drew, like, that's a mild form of what's happening.
What do you mean?
He's getting hit with fucking misinformation, medical misinformation on YouTube. I forget it was what he was talking about, but they gave him a strike on his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I mean, but then there's the other side of it where you have like Billy Carson, you know, who actually comes up against an expert and looks like a fool.
That's okay, because eventually you'll look like a fool, just like Bill Burr did with the mask, and the California politicians did a great job.
To me, though, I will say I feel like Bill Burr is a guy whose main allegiance is just to being funny. I don't think he cares.
I totally disagree on that.
You think he thinks it? Okay.
Yeah,
I think if you tried to get him on that and say, "Why aren't you apologizing?" He would just be like, "It's a joke." I think he would say that.
But I mean, that is his argument on why he air beat down Joe Rogan on his own show about masks. Oh, I don't want to hear from you. I want to hear from the doctors. And then it turns out they all lied to you because they were paid to. And then what Bill Burr's fucking response to? He's my friend. We're just joking. And you're like, you weren't just joking.
No, I think
that was 100% your belief. I'm gonna listen to the experts.
There's some people like that who think that everything they say is part of their act. You know what I mean? I feel like he's one of those people.
I just know behind closed doors he's saying the same thing.
Yeah, he might believe it. I mean, you believe a lot of things you say.
So how's that different? How's that being full of shit?
Yeah,
I'm a pro Bill Burr. He's like one of the best to ever do it.
It's funny we say that a lot, don't we?
Well, we have to because if he finds out and it's just like, I love you, dude. It's just you're wrong, and you've been wrong before, and like you're really right, and we celebrate you when you're really right, and we all pass around your rants. So when you're wrong, people need to say, hey, dude, you might want to sit this one out.
I mean, they wouldn't let him live it down when his wife gave the bird to Donald Trump.
I'm for that, though. That is
she should be allowed to do that. No, she should be allowed to do that. It's her own thought. But I still felt bad that they literally acted like he should have like hit her or something. I was like, yeah, that's his wife. People are like,
I'm like, dude, stop. Again, it's like freedom of speech. And that was a form of freedom. That is more freedom of speech than the people upset with what Twitter did, taking away their blue check marks because of their criticism of Israel.
When you guys get stuff wrong, what do you admit it?
I love it. Yeah.
I
love it. I love that. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I've come out and said I'm wrong. Because
what are the things you've been the most wrong about?
Okay, let me see if I can get the.
I know mine right out of the gate. I can think of.
I'm gonna come up with what I've been wrong about.
I was so wrong because I really thought that there was no big deal for 2 weeks. I was like, oh, what's the big deal? Well, we figure this out 2 weeks, like to stop the spread. I just was an idiot. I just really, really underestimated how the government will take power and never give it back.
I was wrong about DeMar Hamlin. I thought that he was dead, and they were lying to us about it. And it turned out he's not, or that's the best clone you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah. You didn't think Biden would win either.
Yeah, I know Biden didn't win.
But you know what I mean? You didn't think he would take office.
Biden didn't win.
You didn't think he would take office, though. That was the vote.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I was right.
Well, you were wrong that he did take office.
But he didn't win.
Right, but you lost the bet. You paid me because he.
I did pay you, but he did win the election.
I specified very. I made it very clear that my bet was that he would be inaugurated president.
Yes.
And he was.
Yes. But I will admit when I'm wrong because I think it gives you more credibility to admit when you're wrong. And there was something recently.
Yes. It does.
I admitted that I was wrong. I can't remember what it is. You know, I've called out Sean Ryan. Who, I'm sure he couldn't give a fuck, but his presentation of information, like, you know, oh, I'm whistleblowing. We got this whistleblower. They're gonna just drop some fucking real data on us. The ISIS is here. They're gonna blow shit up. I'm like, why don't you tell them it's the CIA funding all this shit and allowing them in? Why don't you say that? You don't say that. You act like this is like. You act like they are acting independent of anybody giving them tons of money, tons of guns, tons of training, tons of transport, tons of ways to get into the country. Yeah. That's my problem. Sean Ryan's like, we're going to disappear. I got to go in hiding. Then he's answering. He's like going in and getting in fucking comment wars with people. Like, what kind of hiding is that? And there was something else where I was wrong about.
The only one that is hard for people to give up that really believe in on.
I'll tell you real quick. Owen Benjamin. I should have defended Owen Benjamin when he got in trouble with the M word.
And where stole my bike, yeah.
I should have defended his right to say it, even if I don't agree necessarily with the usage of the word that way. I should have defended his right to say it because he ended up being totally right that people are more scared of hate than actual real on the street level consequences and actions.